Lux. This is Ivy. Ivy, you were one of the founding, yourself and Lux put the band together in 1977. And Nick. Could you talk a little bit about that and what it was like putting together this type of band in that type of place in that type of time?
We're still trying to put it together.
Yeah, I think it's the only, I'm surprised we put it together.
Seriously?
It's hard to keep it. Well, no. I mean,
Never seriously.
What it was like putting it together?
Well, first, why you put it together?
well, it just kind of evolved, I guess. I mean, I'm surprised we can see ourselves, but, you know, it seemed like we were able to do that real well. I always thought I'd be in a band. I did, but it's you know, I always wasn't in a band, but I think I always figured I would be.
When you put it
what else
together,
is there to do? What else is there to do today that's interesting to do? Tell me something that's interesting to do.
that's a good point. You can be doing things like this, I guess. When you put it together, what kind of band initially did you have in mind?
I didn't have anything in mind. I really did not know what it would be like until it existed, you know. I mean, I had ideas of this or that I wanted to do, you know. Let's do things on that. You know, it's not about no true idea, you know. None of us were really accomplished musicians, so it wasn't like we could chart it out and hear in my head.
You were received kind of as a mutant rockabilly band, pretty much. Wasn't that the...
In a way, well, we weren't received as that first because no one heard of rockabilly at the time that we were doing rockabilly, so it wasn't called that for quite a while. I'm really surprised. I never thought there'd be a day when, you know, everybody was...
Well, how do you feel about it now that it's become really popularized and there's bands like...
Has it become really popular?
That way. Yeah, I think in a sense it has. I mean, it's,
Take it or leave it.
I don't know.
Has it become popular?
Well, I don't know what number the Stray Cats are this week, but I'm sure it's quite... Well, that's the one, you know, in Robert Gordon and things like that. But I think in a sense it's kind of popularized. It's, I don't know what...
Stray Cats are like rockabilly ballads. It's not really like... It isn't like the Phantom or... It isn't like...
Dwayne Eddy or...
It isn't like all the rockabillys that were around back then that never made it and never really, you know, got anywhere, even though they were great. You know,
That's more of the stuff we listen to than probably the stuff the Stray Cats listen to.
Feel that's the thing is it bothers you that they're put across to the public as being true, you know, roots rockabilly when it really it's nothing more than.
It doesn't matter to me. You know,
yeah, it really doesn't matter.
yeah.
They're more interesting than a lot, I'll tell you.
Uh-huh.
They're better looking than most of them.
Better what?
Better looking.
Well, I guess not better looking than you guys. So.
Well,
For sure. What other bands around these days do you think are sort of in your own realm? You know,
none within our realm. I don't know anyone's doing what we're doing.
you find it hard.
I'm not saying there's not bands I don't like, you know, but I mean, it's just what we're doing. I can't think it's weird because people say, oh, this band's doing what you guys do, or they're Cramps influence, and they don't hear it. Oh, yeah.
You can find 20 half of those people that come around and tell you, oh, you guys are horror rock. How do you feel about the new horror rock? You know, we're not horror rock.
That's one of the supposed imitations is that there's all these like horror rock bands that.
Yeah, I've heard.
And the thing is, they are horror rock. You know, they're really obsessive with horror rock. You know, we're really not at all. We never were. We never were.
Well, not without labeling it off. How do you?
Well, we're not about death.
Yeah.
And we're not about, we may be about gore and blood and things like that, but not about death. You know, there are all these bands that walk out on stage and go, ooh, death, oh, voodoo, all this, you know. And they're stupid, you know. They go and eat their Toasties and candy bars and sing about how high they are, what an incredible, you know, intellectual plane they're on or something like, you know. It's a load of crap, you know. I've talked to some of these esoteric bands, you know, and it's a load of shit, you know, all they can do to get a Post-Toasties box open.
We're about being the fastest pussycats. You have to be the fastest pussycat.
That's right. I want to be the fastest
And that's
car
our
in
point.
town.
Well, it's the fastest show you put on. How do you prepare for that at all? Is it pure spontaneity, or is anything blocked out at all, especially from what Lux says? Is that just...
Blocked out.
Well, I mean, is anything discussed at all, or is it just...
Oh, never.
Just wing it.
Yeah.
Wing it. That's the word. I like that.
We do.
We wing it.
We do, no, because other people have said that it's strange how we are before we go on, and I've seen other bands before they go on and they're like talking about it and they step off stage and they're like commenting on that particular performance, and we're not like that at all. We don't talk about it before we go on. In fact, we usually like falling asleep or something before we go on, except it's just something else when we go on.
Yeah, when you go.
And afterwards, we really do not think it's important to discuss and evaluate the particular show. Which I know, it's always weird to me. I hear a band come off stage and they're like saying, the third part of this fourth song.
Game plan, yeah.
Like,
Use words like,
how do you remember even? I mean, by the time I step off, I don't even remember what.
I still don't know what a
happened.
chorus and a verse is.